Or how can you? Testing the audio, testing. There it is. Yes, something's going on. I may have been hacked. Testing the audio, testing. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I don't know what you missed. Probably a lot. Right. But I didn't have the right window open to see that whether I was broadcasting, because it got, they attacked and they drew my attention into something else. All right, I'm going to have to buy some chargers here. Again, they're mad because I'm not spending money, but I have an obligation to the Lord. That's terrible. What just happened? All right, so I don't know which one was I plugged into over there. Let me give this one a try. Now I have to order new chargers. I have to make sure this thing stays charged. I got to find my original charger that came with it. But, okay, it's saying it's too slow, but at least it'll charge it. Right. Well, that's insane. What I need to do is probably find this. That comes out. Let me go into this and see if this works. Still says slow charger. Oh, I know it. Wait a minute. No, it's not supposed to be slow charger. This is a. Not sure what's going on there. I'll have to find the other charger, but at least slow charger is better than no charger. Right. Just can't find where that other thing ended up. I know I put it someplace to use, but see, everything's falling on the ground. They were cursing me. So again, Paul, Saul of Tarsus, wrote. Yeah, I can feel it. Ooh. Amping up the evil they are. Not because I'm saying anything, they are Satan. And whatever appearance they make and whatever reasoning they use is still Satan. Do I make myself clear? Do you understand me? Trying to see if I could shrink this a little bit. It doesn't make any sense. Right. Trying to make this window smaller, full screen. No, I want to make it so there it is. It was there, but now it isn't. There it is. No, it's not working. So Paul, this is what's screwed up. I don't understand why it's able to do that. Got some errors in it. I'll have to go with that. So he writes a letter, an epistle, and he describes the end times. Now, a lot of people don't agree with me that it's changed. They won't agree with me. But Paul writes a letter explaining about the latter days where it will change. And in that letter was all these things that would happen, how evil would increase. But one of the things that I think wasn't in the letter, but did increase, and the inference is that it would increase, the things that we wrestle against increased. The things that we wrestle... Oh, darn it. What is it doing now? Oh, I see. There it is. It hit my one microphone thing. So the things that we wrestle against would increase. And that's happened. And that throws off what God can do on this planet. Because if you read the scripture, God is democracy, really? Well, because it requires certain group effort, and it doesn't mean your church. Again, your church could be perfect, but if the majority of the United States, and again, we don't have to go to transgender people because that's a satanic illusion. A lot of those people aren't even at the point of being judged. Just tell yourselves that. It's a fact of life. Don't look at people using drugs. Don't look at the libtard. You know, the fact is, a lot of you conservatives with money have the money to have them awake conservatively. But you don't like it when everybody's a cookie cutter conservative, and then you don't seem like you're anyway. Again, a lot of people kill me because of my capabilities, because they're just schmucks, right, playing their game out. Thank you, Larry. Again, Jesus was Jewish. It was it's actually Reformed Judaism, but it took off in other ways because of, got Romanized and all that. And it kind of doesn't make as much sense as it could to Jewish people. Regular. Now I'm listening to them. They're curses. Right. They're devils, believe me. You shouldn't have access to anybody online or offline, and many of them are working for the darn government. Right. Because a lot of you are in what I call a CIA form of religion. Your religion has been manipulated over the years so that CIA can use it against anybody they want to use it against. It's generally true. Right. Thanks. Thank you, Larry. They didn't only Romanize your religion, and I don't mean against the Catholic Church, but they CIAized your religion. So the CIA can use it to drive people crazy or to manipulate people against one another. 100% God's honest truth. And people that do it are paid a lot of money to do it. They're the quote-unquote operators. Again, it could be your preacher, it could be anyone else. They run in a secret society. They're not running a church in reality. Now, LDS is open about it. It's like they're the only ones that get, I think, condemned for it. Oh, they're still dropping stuff on the ground. Isn't that nice? Pretty soon, God's going to react, all of you, and then you're going to be blaming me that I'm doing something to you. They'll drop the curses, and the stuff won't fall on the floor. Well, the immigrants are part of that cursing system. Correct. That's why they're being put out and not being protected. It's part of what the takeover was of the deep state. They used immigrants. And it doesn't mean that they're all Democrats. Like I said, a lot of these people that use immigrants are Republican bosses. Right. So you have to realize that even back then they crucified Jesus. Now a lot of people get lost in the sauce. Well, the power of the cross is crucifixion if it didn't happen, but it didn't have to happen. I'll tell you that. God could have brought it any way he wanted to bring it. Joseph Smith didn't have to be killed. Right. Rabbi Akiva didn't have to be killed. Rabbi Shimon should have never had to go into that cave. Right. Yeah. You probably should have stayed away from me a long time ago. It makes no sense that you were allowed to do any of it. So you got to wonder, how many disabled veterans are they doing this to? Oh, Jesus. Thanks, Larry. No, I know there's foreign governments that paid them because I was a big government helping veteran, right? They're actually treason and spies. The people that did this to me should be, I guess by the laws, would be put to death. I'm not telling you to put them to death, but right. They did it for foreign governments, man. Told you that years ago. They're disgusting, piggish people. Don't even listen to them. I agree, Larry. They bring you the right versus the left war every day. Right. Just so they can kill the middle. Right. Right. And like I said, some people, they'll say, this guy's one of those conservative nutbags. And then the other people, this is one of those liberal nutbags. Meanwhile, year after year, they tortured me, and I never did what they said I was going to do. Right. And they go, well, it's because we kept you from it. Bullshit. You kept me from marriage. You kept me from church. You kept me from the synagogue. You kept me from living in Israel. You kept me from living in the Philippines. Right. I should have went to the Philippines like right away. Probably, I probably got married a little bit, and actually I couldn't. That's right, because they blocked me. Right. 100% Larry. Again, your life goes upside down for a while. It takes a while to get out of the hole, and by that time, I think it didn't make sense. Right. I had hopes of just having a normal life. I mean, this idea that I'm looking to do something dirty to somebody, that's BS. I always come in good faith. It's all these religious people and all these government people that are in cahoots with that don't come in good faith. Right. I got to go order these things, I guess. They'll remove your curses, all of you. Maybe it'll go easier for you. So again, the answer is still healing everything. Right. Again, that's another reason they killed me. They didn't want me to heal the people they cursed. Right. Right. So here I have to order this thing, right? I was going to order something, and they scattered my mind. They're Satan, man. They're Satan incarnate. The demons and devils are born into bodies on the planet, but so are some of the angels, and I've alluded to that. Oh, I won, believe me. I mean, these people have to go through hell. Right. And again, God won is what that actually means. What do they call that thing? You probably should have stayed away. War never started with anybody. You all know how it works. Right. Lying garbage. Every last one of them. I get something cheaper here. No, you're not doing it because I'm saying something. It's already been explained. Right. Because when I stop saying things, you still do it. Well, that's somebody else. Oh, a big excuse there. Yeah, that's a good excuse. Yeah, great. We're all part of the same thing. It's called Satan. All right, so these are 280 watt power blocks. Thank you, Larry. Yeah, they didn't turn out too well. They just all fell apart at the same time. It's the curses that did it. And now she's starting with that I'm sorry inside. She's not sorry. She's a hose bag. Correct, Larry. Big hose bag. They know what they're doing. I mean, as far as torturing somebody and all that. Correct. There's no oops. Well, why would you do it? Because you're with Satan, man. I mean, face it. I hate spending more money, but these things all fell apart at the same time. Cursing me to spend money. Correct. $25%. 3 times 4 is $10. Oh wait, what was that? 2-year protection, $3.99. It's probably be worth it. Right. I probably should get that Assurium protection. I think there's something you pay like $16 a month, and then it gives you unlimited. Right. Thank you, sir. Pay like $16 a month, and you get everything covered that you ever bought on Amazon or something. I don't know if they have that, but I think I've read something like that. Maybe been somewhere else. I don't know. But I don't know. There's limitations probably that I don't know about. Let me see how this sounds. Let's see how that sounds. Let me see how this sounds. There's some static I just heard. Is it like footsteps? Let's see how that sounds. Let me see how this sounds.
There's some static I just heard. Is it like footsteps?
It's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know. I have to fix it. I got time right now, probably. How could I fix that? Let me go to the mix box. Increase the noise gate, I guess. Testing the noise gate, testing the noise gate. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going as much. You hear my voice though. Yeah, testing the audio. Yeah. I guess not as much there. Actually, I meant to say power bar. I actually want 100 watt PD, so let's see if I can find that. I mean, it doesn't need to be, but see if I find anything like that. Watt laptop wall charger. Charger for MacBook tellies. Can I do 60 watt? 60 watt, 50 watt. Yeah, see somebody's in the middle. Let's see what this is. This one looks like it's a good deal. It's actually a really good deal. Right. Let me put that there. All right, let me get to the next thing here. Yeah, it was nice of the VA. They definitely did me right with the hearing aid. Thank you. Probably where I messed up, not getting with the VA right away. Right. I was actually warned against getting with the VA, but just confusion. You don't want to let them take over your life. You want to, if they tell you to get all narcotic up, don't do it. try non-narcotics first, which I think is where they went. They've eventually got off that kick, right? Now, believe me, I've healed so many times from what they were doing. I was being tortured. That's what was going on. Now, there was physical disability as part of it that I didn't understand, right? But it's still them, right? Like everything that makes me sick, they log, into their mind. And everything that makes me well, they log in their mind. And then they destroy everything that makes me well and take that out of my life while putting everything that makes me sick into my life. Ugh. It's your government. It's really who they are. The rest is an illusion. We'll try that for a while, God says. See what that does to them. Well, you better stand down, all of you. I keep telling you to stand down, all of you. No, I'm not trying to go after people's kids, and no, I'm not trying to pervert people. You all are. And that's what I'm doing, is testing at what level that is. Right. I don't have any evidence at this point that they're at the level they were before, but we'll see. Correct. All right. Thank you, Larry. Well, if you gave me my money, I'd find a place to live that's comfortable and get my life to a certain level of life that it should have been there since I left the government. Right. I mean, you blocked every darn thing in reality. Right. And what you couldn't block physically, you cursed, and eventually it degrades. Right. Just trying to find what to put on the salt-free bread, right? That wouldn't be high sodium. All that mock meat's at least a couple hundred. 290 grams, and then I put like some sauce on top a little bit. It's probably another 20 grams. Maybe 50. But the bread itself is no sodium. Believe me, I would find like no sodium stuff or low sodium, and they would take it out of the inventory. They thought they were funny. I'd go look at a coffee, and I'd come back, because they know I look at something, think about it, and then I come back, right? The coffee would be gone. Like a Bing coffee. But again, putting in your mind, we're doing stuff to your food. Every last one of them is bound for hell as far as I know. Now, God can forgive them, but that's a big one. That's how CIA operates overseas, but it seems like they're buddies with the overseas people and killing our people. At least anybody that's capable and doing the right thing. Thank you, Larry. Is the volume up right? Looking good. See, when I do it this way with this particular microphone in the app that I'm using, I have to take the effects app, the mix box, and then I have to find a virtual cable and connect it in. Now, I healed so many times of what they're doing. Like moving sometimes would get me healed, right? But they learn to, move the next. Oh, there they are. I knew there were spoons with these ramen bowls. I couldn't find them. Here they are. It's a great deal, those ramen bowls, the melamine ones. I got to keep moving through this and get this all done. So it was real nice, I should have been with the VA on hearing aids probably 5-6 years ago, but I can't get anywhere in life. I'm lucky to have survived, to tell you the truth. I mean, they're that criminal and that evil. Right. They killed my family, man. That's why it didn't last. I'll flush the toilet here. Just standard flushing there. There's nothing in it really, except from some paper towel, not paper towels, but toilet paper from wiping something off. Right. Yeah, that's why I wish the Surface Pro. That just shows you the Surface Pro. I finally found a use for my Surface Pro outside the home, like when I go to the gym, which I should have found years ago when I was in Oklahoma, so I could have got back to the gym. All right, but they were blocking. So now the touchscreen doesn't work, so I can't take it to the gym and use it. I mean, it's just too much. You got to flip it around to get to the portion of the screen that works. And $600. You can buy well, the thing is, you can buy a renewed Surface Pro with a warranty for that price. Right. So there's no reason to fix it, because then you have a 2-year warranty. And then you're not going to fix it for 2 years. This one, I could fix that, and the processor could die tomorrow, and then they'd expect me to fix that too. Right. But I definitely don't have $500 right now. I mean, these people, they move into millionaire life for doing this to me. Right? I was made merchandise in the marketplace. Well, if I would heal, I'm sure God will, to a certain degree where I should be, I'm sure God will let you all up, but I don't think you're interested in me healing. Correct, baby. I got to get off these mailing lists. Maybe one of them preachers will be able to get a message to me on how to do it. Now, I've been heard by preachers through the years. Some of it they know they can't say because they wouldn't be preaching very long, but they know it's the truth. Right. Well, most of your people that you all hate as being the liberals and all that, God's put them out there and in power over you. And again, I'm not talking about the kings that are out there, but like the trans people, the people that are, part of some sort of sexuality, the people that are drinking, they're stuck in those lives. And you're supposed to fix their lives. You're supposed to heal them. The idea of healing means it doesn't mean they have to go to your church. Thank you. So if you heal them, it'll diminish. You see, you're actually willing it up because you think it's funny all of you. I know you physically alter people, some of you also. 100%. And that includes Russians and things. Okay, this one I'll keep. It's welcome, Pope Leo, Marian helpers. See, I should have been part of something like that. You just had to let me wire into a religion. That's what's happening with the LDS. I'm not wiring in. They won't allow it. So I can't get my ups. And I'm not looking for an up. But part of the ups is, where you can take advantage of their system and make it work. Right? Just blocking the disability that I could have had messed everything up. Right? Because at a certain point, I needed additional money because they kept disabling me. Pieces of garbage. I was going to go back to work. My intention was actually even to return the retirement to the government, to find a new life, and then give the retirement back. Because I didn't want to be part of them. They're sickos. They're really sickos, man. Severe sickos. I agree. We agree, Larry. Y'all don't know who agreed, do you? I touch on a lot of things, including spiritual things, so who knows who it is. Could be God, God's self. Correct, Larry. Y'all, y'all look at this life here and say this is the eternal, this is an indication of the eternal. Right? But it's not. A lot of you have like Jainism in your heads. Right? Like everybody earns what they get, but of course the Jains all have money. A lot of the Patels are Jains. So Patels are the business owners, right? But there's been a change on the planet, right? Where the karma is not happening. And you could see it. Right? 100%. We agree, Larry. Nah, there's no doubt that if they stayed away from me, I'd have never had this kind of level of disability. I mean, maybe in 10 years from now, right? They knew what they were doing. It's a CIA type of operation. Right? Put panic attacks and PTSD, extreme PTSD in their victim's life, and then trigger it all the time. Right? They're sickos, man. A special place in hell? I think it's way past a special place in hell. Again, like the guy that killed his kids, he's probably not going to hell. He's probably not judgeable. You did something to him in life, right? Could be one of the veterans they killed. They know veterans have power. And if you're not a crook like them, they don't like you. But again, that's Satan. Satan's got the same attitude. Thank you, friend. Miraculously, my fluids are turning back to thinner fluids. Don't know what they did, but they caused everything to thicken, all the fluids to thicken in my body. The blood, the sinus, the eye gel. Thanks, Larry. Could be some secret spycraft drug that kills people by thickening their fluids. A bunch of sickos. A bunch of sickos bound for hell. If they recruited you recently, get out of where you are before it's too late. Do I know who you all are? Something kind of inferred? Yeah, I already told you, you're Satan. Whether you're a physical body or not, you're part of that. You're part of Satan. You're part and parcel of Satan. But I go to church. Oh, I'm a good Jew. That's why that game was put in the Bible, so you'd understand not to play it. We agree. Yeah. Did I change? No, you didn't change when I changed. That's what God noticed. So we went back to this. All right. Yeah, I mean, they were on me since day one. Like I said, I would even been on growth hormone, and I wouldn't have needed it. I had massage and all that stuff, but I'd been on growth hormone, and everything would have held up much better. I couldn't get to it. Right? Like the people you see, like the older guys in the gym that are real buff, that's all growth hormone and testosterone. Right? So they're like watching me and willing me down. The jokers in Naples and all their other cronies they had watching me. They will you down trying to get you to commit a crime. Right. They're devils, man. I have no idea why this. Yeah, I still ain't found it. I still ain't found that charger. I know I had it, and I moved it somewhere to have out here in the front room. That's where I made a mistake. Still left it where it was. Right. Oh wait, is that it? No, it's something else. I guess it could be in one of those bins, which would be quite an inconvenience. Right. I have no idea who lets them do that kind of stuff. I just scratched my microphone. Yeah, I got a couple bins over here I could look through. Maybe find it. No, I'm not putting them into hell on earth. I'm just telling you you're going to hell in hell. Thank you, Larry. Now, if the planet puts you in hell on earth, that's up to the planet. You stop speaking about me corruptly, then I wouldn't have to speak to get myself out of where you put me. Told you to move on years ago. Well, the whole thing is Satan wants you in hell. The easiest way to go to hell is to mess with my life. It really is. Trying to get all these wires together so I can figure out where all these things go to. Oh, there you go. Set my mic out again. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, we back on there. Devils are at it again. I guess it's not in that. Got no idea where that thing went. One day I brought it to use it, and then it just disappeared. Yeah, that's why the apples are better because everything's white. Now the white eventually gets dirty, but you can see everything. Can't believe I can't find it. No idea. Here's everything in here, and then nothing in there. Something in here. Actually, maybe I should turn the AC up, see if I feel better. We'll do that. Like plus minus or something. Nah, you know, part of it's Silicon Valley. They took over and had, you know, took over the government and had them kill the other government people. That's part of it. I mean, Russians are part of it. They're all interconnected, but, you know, they're double crossers. They double cross each other just as fast as they double cross the nation. Right. Right. They're just a bunch of murderers, man. Unrepentant murderers. Craving to kill someone else, to feel important and feel powerful. And that's the point. They kill people and they don't want to be prosecuted. So they take over the government. That's what happened. Correct. And they feel powerful. They torture and kill people. And of course, who are they going to enlist? The drug dealers that dealt their drugs, the people that smuggled their drugs in. Right? And sex traffickers that brought them the prostitutes. Correct. And then they kind of, you know, they pay all these people to make, oh yeah, we're the angels. We're the good people. We're taking care of everything and everybody. We earned everything we have. Flog yourselves. You haven't earned it. Yeah, that's what happened, man. The crooks and the computer people took over. And the crooks said, yeah, you got information on everybody, right? We should have been made afraid to use that information, and the nation would have been safe. But of course, you all wanted the money, so you sold out. Oh, microphone ripped off my shirt. Projecting their spells. All you gotta do is stay away, all of you. That simple. It's my fault because I made myself an attractive target for Satan to come against. Oh, that sounds like all of you. Doesn't sound like reality, but it sounds like all of you. Where you all cop out. Cop in. They're putting cops out so they get killed. Like inside, they use witchcraft. All right, where the hell did my flashlights go? I had 2 flashlights over there. I had 2 flashlights sitting right there by the door. You idiots didn't come in here and steal the flashlights. I love stealing from poor people who ain't got money to replace it to begin with, or even to buy it to begin with. Let me replace it. 100%. Curse my trash bag here. I consider power what they're doing. It's demonic, demonic as it gets. Oh, I'm losing my mind. I'm mentally ill because you're just such a wonderful person, all of you. That's their scam, you know. Right. All right. So over here, I have at least one of these things that looks to be not falling apart. Let me go plug this in and see if I can get it to do anything right. Right. All right, let me take a look. I'm still saying it's not, it has to be the hub itself. Doesn't make any sense. I'm still charging it. I'm at 91%. Wait a minute, that's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be over here. No freaking idea. Didn't got to. Well, I guess what I should do is go online and look for a charger for the Surface Pro. It might be the best way to do this. Now, it'll show up then, you know, but. Right. That way I don't have to worry about charging it to a hub. Correct. Is that any good? Or the other one's better? This one's like real cheap. Good deal. If it doesn't work, I'll send it back, I guess. It says it works. A lot of people buy it. Well, the best deal going. Right. And that's it. Ain't no reason to go with anything else. Right. I gotta ask the Lord if I should get this for Shabbat. George said, "Where's your lighter now? Do you still have it?" "I have it right here. Can't find the second one." See, that's the weird part. Well, they sit better. These are just like regular cigar lighters or something. The other ones are like torches, and you can sit them somewhere, I guess. Probably no different. If I could find the second lighter, I wouldn't be thinking about buying it. Actually, let me just hold off on that. I feel like I'm doing something wrong by not buying it. I don't know if that's a real gut feeling or not. Right. Just have to light the candles. I don't know what else I would need it for. Because do you think nuclear war will start soon? Maybe I need it for, roughing it. Don't be cursing my hearing aids, because that might start World War III, just so I can't get to an outlet to charge them. Right. They're wackos, bro. Every last one's a wacko. But they know people, and that's what it was about. Well, it isn't necessarily that they know people. I mean, the people that they know are crooks. Right. Right. You're trying to discourage me from church. Like one set of curses is leading into the next set of curses. They should have stopped years ago, man. They knew what they were doing. They're sick people. They need to go to prison. They'll probably go to prison in hell. Thank you, Larry. No, I'm not judging you, but everything that anybody could see, like somebody won't necessarily say that it's happening, but they might say anybody that's doing what he says, if they exist. Right. Now, most people have got a pass in the scripture because Jesus said a whole bunch of stuff, right, about how it works. Right. Some of it might be sins of the parents too. That's the part about sins of the parents. You're not responsible for the sins of your parent causing sins in your life, right? Yeah. So again, I'm the angel with all the information. I'm angel number 7, the angel of completion. I didn't ask for it. God, take this cell phone away from me. Well, please don't, Lord. I need it. Complete the mission. Not mocking God. First off, Jesus isn't God. Read the scripture. He says he isn't God. Come on. Right. It was a power move by the church to proclaim him God. Right. Kind of an inquisition type thing. Right. Well, if you think about it, if God still remains God and Jesus remains the Son, it makes more sense, right? Because then God can be God and things could change and it can include other people and other things. Right. Never say that you have the final word. Okay? Nobody has the final anything. It's a trick from Satan. Right. Even in Islamic scripture, there's a lot more to it than what they'll at least admit to or what they see. Right. Right. Well, it's a lot, a lot of times God's weird. I'll leave it at that. Did I buy that thing yet? No, I gotta buy that. Check it. Because I'm not finding this thing. And I'm not going to waste no more time. I know I'll find it as soon as I buy this, but that's the thing. You won't find it. I won't find it till I buy it. Right. Even then, it might take some time. Okay. Thank you, Lawrence. No, I woke up and it could have been a wonderful life. I could have, helped everybody understand, and I tried. Again, I was blocked probably mostly, but right. How do I get this not to open up like this? I have to glue it, I guess. Trying to figure out how to use this. We thank you, Larry. We really do thank you. Well, Jesus tries to tell you that he was sent by God. Right. So the sender is not the sent. Now, if you get into some new agey stuff like Matrix, maybe you could get somewhere with that. But God's weird, believe me. God showed me some of his alter selves. It's like a Hollywood producer, but he wants to also star in a film, you see. Thank you, Lawrence. God would not harm me. I know that for a fact. Again, I told you I can't be afraid of God because he's not harming me. I know who's harming me. I know how it all works because God explained it to me. God wouldn't want me to be confused. Doesn't want you all to be confused. I'm supposed to be able to tell everybody how it actually works so they can understand how it's all playing out. No, there's a group thing here. It's in the scriptures. Right. It isn't necessarily group punishment. It's just that God's stuff don't work in a planet that's renegade. Right. Right. Thank you, Lord. You're all rogue. But see, from within LDS, they see it a certain way, but it's not 100%. They don't see it 100% right. Because they're seeing absolute agency, and they see karma to a certain degree. What they're talking about is something like karma, and karma's been upside down on this planet. You can watch it. I'm sure they could see. If I pointed it out, they'd see it. Right. Who can know the ways of God? Well, I can, because God tells me it. Now, I don't have everything. You can't. I know that part. Right. Thank you, Lord. Yeah, she just let me live my life, man. Find a wife. If I found a wife, my life would have been completely different because I'd have one other person with me and we'd be talking back and forth. And right, no, I'm a wonderful husband. It's just that marriage just went to hell because she was an abused child, man. Right. I did everything I could to keep my mind and everything going, and I used to buy her flowers even though it was her fault. And I know a lot of men do this, but this is really was an extreme case of abuse. And again, I didn't blame her. I tried to get back with her. I could get in touch with myself at a certain point, and I'm like, we can't do this, right? And I was like, okay, we should get back together. We have kids. And she cheated on me, and I already knew that, right? And not the guy, like the last guy she was with. That was when she moved on, kind of, because we were separated. But, right. But, now she had cheated on me, much earlier than that. Thank you, man. Thanks, man. Well, I couldn't figure out why she was accusing me of cheating on her all them years. Now, my mind may have strayed a little bit, but that wasn't what she was insinuating. Right. Well, because I was treated very poorly, and she neglected her wifely duties. There are wifely duties, man. Right. And God told me when I woke up, he said, I told you after 2 years. First, she said, first you weren't supposed to marry her. Right. Second, because you wouldn't even been in the army if you were awake. You'd been somewhere else, or that place. I probably went to West Point and all that. Right. I mean, God just tried to get me into West Point. But they even got me on USAM maps. I mean, it couldn't help but be pointed in that direction. So you finally get into the Army, the combat engineer. I go, okay, you scored good enough. They want you to go to USAM maps, the U.S. Military Academy Prep School. They lost my package. I went and checked on it when I was at Fort Campbell. I'm like, where's my package? What happened? They said, well, they can't find it. It's not there. So Deep State flushed it, like usual. So I'd have been an officer. I'd been a ranger and special force and everything else at that point. Right. So all I needed was like another 5 years of training, you know? Thank you, Larry. I think I know who I was supposed to marry, but that's okay. Because once you're awake, you can look back and see. Right. She was nice. She kept calling me her friend, so we must have been connected. Right. I didn't know what that meant. Like now, I'm like, you were friends? You hear me? You hear me? You see me? Thanks, Larry. I'm sure she was a gentle soul. My life was so sad. When I met her, I couldn't not help her. Thank you. Right. Thank you. But no good deed goes unpunished, especially when Slickster and Shelton and Hughes is around, and all their other cronies in the government. Right. You're damn right you're sorry for doing that, but you're not repentant sorry. Yeah, Paul and I are alike, but I'm like a modern Paul, so I'm a little rougher around the edges. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Larry. Now, I know Paul, I know all of them. I'm still human, though, you know? So, again, there are issues in the way they treated me and what's happened to my body and my mind a little bit, but, you know, yeah, I know Paul. I know all of them. I may have been a voice they heard. I may have been a spirit. I've been trying to get hold of God to show me something. Again, they killed my ability to, you know, prophesy as much as I used to and all that. But I wanted to see if I was there before, or am I going to leave this life and then be there? Which means what? I might end up back in time as an angel around Jesus. Apparently, that's how Jesus knows me on this planet while he was here. That's him. Thanks, Larry. But again, I might not have a present body experience with the God could have took my personality and said, okay, what angel would work here? Okay, Larry, we'll put Larry here. All right, Larry, try to save Jesus from the Romans and the evil Jews that were rebelling against Hashem. Thank you, Larry. Now, you Jews have to realize that Jesus went through the same thing that the rabbis went through. They all went through the same shit, you know, but he was a little different. I mean, God had a plan for him. Right. Thanks, Larry. Son of man. God just called me son of man, I think. Getting through God a little bit. I used to live a great life as far as spiritual. That even fell apart. That's probably why when they killed me, because I couldn't get my cues. Like 5-6 years ago, I should have got my cues to, you know, get to massage, go get some more steroid. I couldn't get anywhere. Then like freaking me out about COVID still, and I'm like, it's because they're torturing me, is really what it was. And then, of course, the spells, right? And then, of course, they messed up my massage. I couldn't, because they keep that pressure on, your mind can't unpanic, right? They're not trying to investigate something. That's a scam, right? So if I glued that, would it stay together? That's the question. Oh my, oh me, oh my. Gotta keep going through this, getting this all cleaned up and nice and pretty. Right. Now you lose concept of time and everything with what they're doing. So you can't really. Eventually, you're just consumed with trying to keep them away from harming you, and of course, being able to arrest you through that harm. It's real. I mean, they're eviler than evil, man. Again, God will have to judge it. Correct, sir. Spent all those years trying to kill me. I mean, they get their jollies off. I mean, they're sick people. They're that sick. I know they don't have to be that sick to save the children. I mean, that's one of their scams that they start up with so they can do it. Right. They caught me investigating a bunch of stuff that, I didn't know. I didn't know, like, you can't investigate things because the deep state doesn't want you to investigate. Right. I had no idea that existed. Right. Thank you, Larry. Nah, it's a big sin. It's a big sin in 1811 to investigate the deep state, which is what it came down to. Right. Correct, Larry. I didn't know that's who it was. I didn't know anything about a deep state. I just knew the judges were acting funny. Everybody's acting funny. Let me figure this out. I think we're under attack by something. Thought it was the Russians. It could have been the Russians, I guess. Right. Because the big boss could have been the oligarchs. Right. No, everybody in my workplace was getting paid and like having great life. So what they were doing is, like, you're looking to get married, you're looking to date, they'll find you somebody that's from a wealthy family. Right. Or a wealthy person. You see? But when it comes to the person they're killing, you can't even date a ghetto dweller. Because they mess it up. 100%, Larry. Because, you sit back and you go, well, how do they get all this? Well, they cheating, man. They got spies and agents and, prior, because they got the dirt on everybody. They extort the whole world. That's how they get their money. You have to give this person the money, or we'll take everything you got. And you can't give that person the money, or we'll take everything you got. Maybe even put you in jail in the thing. But again, you're not supposed to be afraid of the person that kills your body. So I was 100% right in that. Right. Who am I to defy God? So Peter's very important in all of this. Again, I had no idea what it all meant. I remember sitting in the marshal service towards the end and praying about something. And then, Lord, I opened the Bible so the Lord would give me the scripture, which they cautioned me. It's like a Ouija board. The Bible's not a Ouija board, and God's not a Ouija board. But they were afraid of what I was seeing. Thank you, Larry. So I opened it up, and it's Peter's vision. And I call that my commissioning vision. Commissioning, and again, it's dyslexic. It isn't like a normal spiritual journey because, the world's that evil. They just make people look important when they're just really just everyday mundane people. They're not really the big spiritual types. Maybe okay managers of a church or a society, but I always feed my sheep. And again, man does not live by bread alone. But every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. So, but I was crushed. I mean, this is like in the 90s, I think, when that part happened, that first part. You think, where was I? Maybe it could have been late 90s to early 2000 or something. I'm sitting in that house we bought, I think, and I got my kids watching the it was a great Jesus cartoon series back then. I mean, it was adult quality, to tell you the truth, and Bible series. And Jesus says, "Feed my sheep," and I was crushed. I was just laying there, like my daughter's watching it. I'm kind of half watching it. My daughter Diana, I think, was watching it, and I'm sitting there, and Jesus says, "If you love me, feed my sheep." And I was broken. I just completely broke. I was like, "Oh my God, that was Jesus!" Like I didn't know about seeing or nothing. Right. And I did it. I mean, I went to these societies. Sometimes it was people in other religions, but again, Jesus explained it to me. If they know His voice, then they're His sheep. Right. So again, they don't even know. They may think it's like somebody else, like Krishna, or they might think it's one of the other demigods or something, or maybe a guru. Right. But Jesus will say, "Hey, go feed that guy over there." They go and feed him, and that's it. In the end, I don't know if it's once or twice, or Jesus decides, and Jesus and God together will decide that. So again, in the scripture, it tells you those that know His voice, that are not of the church, will be coming with the salt. A little bit of seventh angel information there. So I fed people the best I could. When I was in those societies, I was always cleaning and cooking and helping them with that, and then carrying stuff downtown when I could. Right. And then I had a little bit of money because I had my retirement, and people needed money, I give them. Right. Now, there's no way for your life to pick up unless you wire in, and when you wire in, then you get your up. So that's how your life picks up, and that's how you stay in a church. Like, I knew Michael W. Smith back in the day, and he's changed a little bit. He's still the same guy, but I think he's a little depressed at the system and what he learned. Because again, if I have a thought about you, sometimes the spirits will come and reveal things to you. But he says, those people that just can't seem to essentially get it right, get out of their own way, that kind of thing in church. And I'm thinking, he don't know the reality of what's actually happening. They're the ones that are going to be first because they were put last. The planet made them last, therefore they will be first. And, with Ravi Zacharias, that was a setup from God, because you all consider Ravi Zacharias, God's self almost. And it was a pleasure when I was in the church, albeit asleep, to hear Ravi Zacharias speak. It was wonderful. I don't take that from him. But he's human, correct? Right. So you'll find a lot of the things they say I'm doing, they're doing. Right. And their people are doing. I don't know if the FBI ever used him for advice, but that's the kind of thing they would do. Well, let's get an extra opinion or more. They pay somebody like $500,000 to be on contract for religious opinions, And they're going to say anything that the agent doesn't want them to say, right? 100%. Thanks, Larry. Again, I'm lucky to be alive, and I've been grateful for the life I did live versus what it would have been had they been totally able to do things to me worse than they did. Right. But again, it's not good enough for God. God has condemned the planet. God's condemned the planet. It's just a matter of when. No, I was all in with the Elon thing. I heard that back in 2004 or so on that was the project, but I don't know. I guess God expected me to be part of it somehow. Again, when I was in the government, I didn't know what it meant. When I started learning code, and they were like, oh, doo-doo, because then I could make my jump to Silicon Valley and then be part of something there. And so they killed it. I never, they just attacked my life. And then you have to have a clear mind, when you're doing it. Of course, they're also willing it down with all their money. Wait, taskbar settings. Let me see here. I don't know. It doesn't look right. Oh, there it is. All right, let's see if this works. Let's see, but now I can't see the taskbar when this thing's open. That's not supposed to happen. Something's wrong. Oh, there it is. Okay. So again, the best thing you can tell people is God has to judge. Now, it makes sense to accept Jesus. It just makes sense. What are these people doing? Send me a message. They do that excited thing again. That's so weird. It's LDS lingo. All right. It's kind of weird. Let me see if I get this. I kind of got a reflection in this now. I don't know why it wasn't there before. The arc flame lights and the arc narratomid is reflecting off of the screen here. It turns out all to be devils, huh? All those people you all trust, it turned out to be devils. Read. Trying to look at this, trying to edit it. So you have to study profiling law, and you might want to put a quick cheat sheet out, right, on when it's not profiling and when it is considered profiling. Right. Thank you, Larry. I should have posted it. I don't think I posted it. I was reading something earlier. It was a good little rundown. Yeah, I got to see if I can find it. Yeah, I don't think it makes sense to stream it any more than 720p because I don't think they receive the any more definition than that. Yeah, I should do a video where you can see all the lights moving while I'm speaking. That's pretty cool. I gotta say that's the best deal I've seen out there for that. I didn't realize I was paying for Pro Tools, Avid Pro Tools the whole time. I just went to get rid of it again, but now there's an app where you can use it like this, so I might look at that. Bunch of 500 series equipment. Now let's just see what's going on the X world. I'm glad Elon's kind of moving into the background. That's going to help him survive. Right. I know him somehow inside, but you know, I don't think we have any type of outside relationship. Right. And not a lot, not anymore. Right. You know, this Mexican flag thing, there's conservative operators having them do that. Now, Terrier's got to be careful. He can do what he wants to do, but he has to stay away from like getting into that street stuff because next thing you know, he's going to be fisticuffing with immigrants, and that's going to get everybody in trouble. We don't have to deal with that again. I mean, it's nice that you pardoned him, but you know, you don't want to repeat, right? Thank you, Larry. I agree, sir. Well, there's a lot of work to do out there. So what happens is when it comes to, you know, law enforcement, because I'm bringing up something else, there's a lot of work to do out there. So again, that idea of profiling and all that, a lot of times that gets put on the back burner because they're just burnt out, you know? Correct, Larry. So we need to make sure that's not happening. I'm not sure if I took in enough sodium today. I got to look at that too. All right, let's go back to this thing here. Here's the audio. Oh, that's the guy with the other thing. The guy's pretty rude. But this is exactly what they do to them in training. That's what they do in training. I'm still having problems staying constant on my supplements. They cursed them so bad. Right. Guess there's no audio there or what? Search for Hortman assassination suspect broadens to South Dakota. There's no audio, I guess. They're blocking me from my supplements, and I can't find the spoons I'm supposed to use to measure it. Usually how they start it. All right. Oh, there they are. Thanks, Barry. Now I'm living a quiet life, trying to build my ark, and act like I'm trying to harm people. They're bizarre as it gets. There they are. One of their curses almost made me fall again. Well, sure God will get busy. You're not sorry in the traditional repentant self, but you're sorry, that's for sure. Thank you, Larry. Here's something from his roommate or something. He was operated by the deep state into being a criminal. Right.
Not bad. No one will believe this. No one that grew up. He had lots of friends. I wish I could have been there.
Thank you, Larry. Agreed, Larry. What we got to make sure is if something was missed, right? Lessons learned. Thank you, Larry.
He was a loving, caring guy. Loved his family, loved his friends, loved God, and I don't know why he did what he did. It's just not bad. No one will believe this. No one that grew up. He had lots of friends. I wish I could have been there.
Yeah, you're getting a little too close, man. I don't know what your plans are, but if this thing looks like it's going to go long term, you need to start moving in some fencing.
I want to dance. Je veux danser. And what Jesus did for me. C'est que Jésus a fait pour moi. And I'm just as excited about Jesus. Et je suis juste excité de Jésus. Right now. Juste à présent, même maintenant. When I get excited, et quand je suis excité, I want to dance. Je veux danser. And what Jesus did for me. C'est que Jésus a fait pour moi. Jésus est Dieu. C'est le Dieu. And he's got plans. He's got plans. De plans pour chacun de vous ici. And for me. Et pour moi aussi. And I'm just.
Insane. Right. I don't see a lot of signs of neurological, like when you have neurological stuff, you get wrinkles, a lot more wrinkles and stuff, and like different lines. I don't see any neurological, degrading of his neurology at the level that could cause something like that. Pretty much smooth. How old is he? I thought Elon had your woman. What are you doing with Elon's woman? Oh, that's nice. Like puking. Is Iran's threatening something there? I was going to the gym, but I got to go in the morning or I don't get there. I got to start in the morning and stay with it. I need to back off. Yeah, if you look, they're getting more organized in their riot techniques. So you might be training somewhere. Or they just were previous. Somebody's hacking me. All right. All right. Okay, Larry. Can't believe I did that. Makes no sense. Right. You know, like a news tab before?
Only $255, leaving your loved ones the financial burden to pay the rest.
This is so affordable, even for someone like me who's on a fixed income.
If you're between...
O'Bannon's got commercials?
Immediately.
Funeral Advantage provided me with this free planning guide. Now everything is done just the way I want it to be.
Call the toll-free number on your screen to get your free information guide. Funeral Advantage is something we'll all need. There's no risk or obligation.
LAPD, what's going on there? Well, I guess that's it for now. Stay peaceful. Praise God in all to do. Praise God.